In this video we're going to take a look at how to clip cables to walls. This is particularly useful if you are installing CCTV, etc. Before we start, I'd like to point out that if you are using masonry nails, you should wear a good pair of safety glasses. The first thing you need to do is get the correct sized clip for the cable that you are using. Basically there are two types of cable. There's round cable like that, or like that, which is Cat 5e cable, or if you're installing a fixed electrical installation you get twin core and earth cable like that, which is often called flat cable. So for a flat cable like that you'd use the correct clip like so. That will then hold the cable in position. If you are installing twin core and earth cable like that, there would be a guide inside of the on-site guide for the latest electrical regulations, which will tell you approximately how far apart you need to space the clips. It is important that you get the correct sized clip, and for this earth wire that is a 7mm round clip. You can see that is the perfect size for that. What you don't want to do is get one that's too big, that's a loose fit on there, and you don't want one that's too small. So for the majority of cable clips, these all come with a masonry nail installed like so. Now the problem with masonry nails is that you can't actually knock them into brick or hard concrete. You have absolutely no chance. So what you tend to do with these is knock the masonry nail into the mortar between the bricks. The problem with that is that sometimes the mortar is so tough that you can't get them in, and also some mortar, especially on older properties, is very crumbly. You'll knock that in and it just won't hold at all. For larger diameter cables you can get cable cleats. These are also very handy when a few small cables need fixing close to each other. If you have a property which is rendered or pebble dashed on the outside, this can make it extremely difficult installing cable clips. It is important when you install an external cable that you have a drip loop, and it's important to always feed the cable in from the bottom. What you don't want to do is put an enclosure on the wall or anything like that and have the cable going in the top, because that is where the water will get in. These are a great idea. These are Profix nail plugs, and what you do with these is you drill a 5mm hole, knock that into the wall, and then you can actually put the masonry nail directly into that, and that will hold really well. The advantage of these is that you can use these on virtually any wall. So if it has been rendered or pebble dashed, or if you need to fix into the brick, you can do so using these very easily. Cable cleats are used for armoured cable, and you would normally use a standard plug and an external screw to fix the cable to the wall, but these are also very handy if you need to fix a few smaller diameter cables, such as network cables or camera cables, to the wall. So recently I did a job and I actually just used a cable cleat like so, and I drilled two holes, put two wall plugs in and used two external screws, and that held the cables perfectly. You could even probably get 2 or 3 more cables in there. So if you get the clip, put it on the cable, put that in position where you want it. You don't actually need to hold the clip, you can just let it sit on the actual cable, and then you can just tap that in gently using a hammer. You do need to use quite firm blows. And as you can see, that has now got that. You could then put your next clip in a bit further down. The spacing will depend on which cable you are using and how flexible it is. So basically, if you go in horizontally, you can follow the horizontal mortar lines, or you can follow the perpendicular ones if you are going down vertically. The Profix nail plugs are a great idea, but unfortunately some cable clips come with very small masonry nails. If you just take a look at this, which is Cat 5 cable, you'll see that that clip is the correct size, but look how short the masonry nail is. That is not much use at all. We've then got a white one, and that is the correct clip also for that cable, but look at the difference in length between the nail. There is a massive difference between the two. It's probably 2 or 3 times longer. So if you are using the Profix nail plugs, you are going to need the larger masonry nails. And you may find that when you remove the small masonry nail from there, that the larger one won't actually go through without splitting it. So if that's the case, you can simply take a small drill bit, and that is a 2mm one, and you can actually do this just by hand. You don't need the drill. You can just twist that through there, and that will enlarge the hole sufficiently for a larger masonry nail. You can of course get different coloured clips. You can normally get grey ones, black ones or white ones. If you do need to use the nail plugs, you can simply drill a 5mm hole. Tap the plug in. You can then take the cable, push the clip onto it, and you can simply align that up and just tap the masonry nail into the plug. And that will give you a very good fixing. So if you're buying cable clips, it's often a good idea to go in the shop and then you can see exactly which ones you are buying. Obviously the ones with the really small masonry nails are not much good at all. In this example, I'm installing 3 CCTV cameras on the side of this house. You will notice that I have fed all 3 cables through a disused overflow pipe, which was redundant from when a new boiler was installed. All 3 cables run down that have been fixed to the wall using cable cleats, wall plugs and external screws. Then the cables have been clipped to the motor cores using the correct size cable clips. The overflow hole has been sealed with clear sealant to prevent water ingress. When fixing cables to an external wall at height, it's critical that someone foots the ladder for you. I do know someone that died falling from a ladder, so do not take any risks. Sometimes it's possible to do vertical runs by fixing the cable to a downpipe, etc. using cable ties. I hope this video has given you a few tips for when you are installing cables. If you found the video useful and you've not done so already, please subscribe to the channel.